Hello, I'm your host, Phobos ONYX, and welcome to this month's Toy With Me Live. As you can see, we are back at the Project Vita Wellness Center in Little Village after a fun-filled couple of months. It has been such a busy month, but we are excited to get into a popular topic during the summer, cruising. Whether it's on apps or at the bathhouse, the gay bars, or public spaces, there's no stopping those with an exhibitionist side from finding some fun. We are super excited to get into this topic, but first, I would like to welcome our guests. Please introduce yourselves, and please tell us, how long have you been cruising?
Well, hello, my name is Jacari, and I have been cruising for as long as I can remember, probably since I was about 17.
Oh, okay.
That's a long time.
Okay, how about you?
I am Legendary. I've been cruising, about 20 years.
Oh, veteran. Both of y'all veterans. You know, I'm pretty new to it. Me, maybe the past couple of years. But then again, I'll get into it later. I was cruising without knowing I was cruising. So we'll talk about that. But first, let's do a small icebreaker in a segment we're going to call Hot or Not. We have signs here. This is how it's going to go. We're going to list common places where people cruise, and you will raise your paddle and let us know if you think it's hot or not. I'll just say it, for myself. Then we'll get into your experience and why you picked your answer. So our first place, truck stop, hot or not? What you say? Both you said not. Why?
Because I'm scared. So I watch too many one of those special shows where they be like, oh, this person was kidnapped.
Oh.
So in my head, somebody I do something in their truck bed, and then they be like, oh no, let me tie you up and kidnap you.
That goes with safety. We're going to talk about that later too. How about you? Why do you think it's hot?
Because I've been in somebody's truck bed before.
Oh.
And it's a really tight space. You can do a lot of things in tight spaces.
It's hot. Creative. And
very creative.
How about a public park, forest preserve, or camping spot? Me, I'm going to say not, because it's a public place and I don't want to get caught. I see some audience members saying hot. What y'all say? Both of y'all say hot. Now okay. Why is it hot? Obvious reasons, but.
So I knew this show was coming, so I did a little research. And I tried it the other day.
Oh, how did it go? Hot, obviously.
Muy caliente.
Now, what was it? Because it's a public space, because of the person that you were with, because of what y'all did, all of the above?
Oh, no, I wasn't that attracted to the person.
Okay.
It was the things that happened.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, my pants dropped, and
also, they the pants whisperer. All right.
They had nice hands.
All right. How about mall, store, bathroom? Hot or not? Said not. You said hot. I see 3 hots in the audience. How about bar, back room? Hot or not? I don't see any nots. I say it's hot because that's what I went there for, and that's what to expect. Ain't nobody getting in trouble back there unless they do something they ain't got no business. Bathhouse, hot or not? Everybody said hot. I have to abstain from that because I haven't really participated in the bathhouse. The farthest I made it was the lobby. Arcade or bookstore? You know how they have like the little movies and all that stuff? I see 1 not, and I see all the rest hot. I kind of want to ask you why you said not. Because, it's kind of the same as a back bar. It's a place where you're supposed to do that.
Well, I said both.
You said both, hot and not?
Mm-hmm.
How is that? How did you get both? Is it because of the person?
Yeah.
Oh, well, aside from the person.
Well, I'm also one of those where I don't like certain, so I need to know your face.
Oh, okay.
But like, if I use the whole of glory, it feels good.
Oh, so you're on that side of it. Well, even if you on your knees, it could feel good too, hitting you in the back of your throat. Adult theater, that's the same thing as arcade bookstore. So I'm gonna skip that one and go to beach. I see all hot except for you not. Why not? Because of
I don't like the beach.
what? I would say not, just because I don't need sand getting in spots that it don't need to be at. But I do like the beach.
They got wooded areas too. There's more.
They do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but that goes
Grassy. They have grassy knolls and all types of things.
That's true. You can lay down a towel.
Clearly, you ain't been in no beach in Chicago.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, damn.
Just recently, actually.
Okay. I learn something new every day. I'm too scared for that. I ain't trying to get caught.
Mind your business.
Next question, sir.
Good answer.
Next question.
Car play. I have done this. Somebody said not, and you said, both of y'all said not. Why not for y'all?
Listen, in my teen years, my early years, in the car, it was fun.
Uh-huh.
But now I'm older.
Okay.
And I picked up some pounds.
Okay.
And have you ever tried to do things over that armrest? That's uncomfortable.
You right.
Maybe getting in the back seat, trying to let me put most of these seats forward so we can get back here and get all adjusted. I'm good.
I thought you was gonna say I'm too grown for that. We can get a space, but
Oh no, you're never too grown.
it's the flexibility.
It's pretty fine.
Okay, I get it. I'm gonna say it's hot. I did it maybe once or twice, but like you said, I was a teenager, so too grown for that. I ain't trying to get caught, so now it's a not for me.
Did get caught.
What about the alley? Oh, wait. You got caught. Do tell.
I got caught one. I got a couple of friends, so I can't tell the whole story.
Okay.
But yeah, I was in Oak Park one time, and the police came and knocked on the car window. They was all steamy. Police came in the window.
Did they take y'all away or they let y'all go?
They just told us to get a room.
Okay. Thank you to y'all.
Wonderful Oak Park.
Wonderful Oak Park.
Because had you been in Chicago,
Yeah.
you
Clink,
would be-
clink. What about the alley? I see
That's
two knots, one hot. I see a knot, a hot. I'm going to say hot. I mean, it is a public place. Aside from it being a public place, I like the fact that it's an alley and it's kind of like grungy. And yeah, my imagination goes crazy in them alleys. I mean, I haven't done anything in the alley, but allegedly, where's the receipts?
ain't no receipt.
Exactly. No face, no case. What about street festivals like Doré, Folsom, etc.? Hot. All hot. I mean, how can it not be hot? So before we really get into it, let's take a look at some of the clips we have talking about cruising at market days. Cruising, so can we get a definition from you?
Well, cruising for me is, just looking for sex actively or looking for a hookup or looking for someone to connect with. It doesn't always have to be a hookup.
Okay.
But it might happen anyway. Okay.
So cruising can be anything. Cruising can be you looking for a hookup, you're looking for a short-term goal relationship, long-term goal relationship. You're looking. In short, you're looking. I'm looking right now, and I see some of y'all. But
See y'all passing by.
a lot of us do it and don't know that we do it.
I would also say you got to have tough skin. Because if there's somebody you find real attractive and they see you, then they spin the block on you, you got to be okay with it.
You do. That's a part of cruising too. Let's bring that back again. I really like what you said. Rejection, the possibility of rejection. That is also a thing about cruising. Just because someone doesn't want you, maybe they're not feeling whatever you got to offer that night. Because if it's someone you're just meeting and they reject you, they don't even know you. So they don't even know what they're rejecting. So that's how I feel about, mental health and cruising, because rejecting is a part of it. And sure enough, if there's someone you want to reject, you let them know. Don't be a, B word about it or an A word about it. It is what it is. Let's just be grown.
But that's one thing with cruising is you got to make sure that you're just direct with someone. If you don't want someone doing something, if they're touching you already without your consent, you don't want that, it's okay to push their hand away. It's okay to shake your head at them. It's okay to just give signals saying, I'm not into this, and then just move on to the next person. Or maybe it could be a group of people and you all kind of just look at someone, give a collective head shake and kind of move on. There's polite ways to reject people as well, even in the cruising culture.
Another thing is, I I make sure I know the surroundings. So like, I'll be at their house and they won't notice that I noticed something out of the ordinary there. So I'll be like, oh, you have a nice family. Or,
You look for like personal effects in the house to make it seem like, I would do the same thing. That makes sense, because if you have your family around or in pictures with you and your family, it's like, okay. But if you have an Airbnb looking place and you have nothing that's personal, my imagination runs wild. So I get
well, I'm also doing it in the case of, God forbid, they kidnap me.
you and this getting kidnapped. I think you might want to get kidnapped.
Stay away from white vans.
Don't take the free candy. But when it comes to cruising, getting tested, there you go. That's how important it is. Getting tested is so important. Whether you cruise a little or you cruise a lot, you should never play with your health, especially when there are so many resources like these provided by Project Vita and the free at-home testing kits provided by Sinai Chicago. Getting tested is as easy as 1, 2, 3. With at-home testing brought to you in collaboration with Sinai Chicago, all you have to do is scan a QR code or go to the URL on the screen and sign up to receive your free HIV testing kit directly to your house. Once you take the test, you call the number, provide them with the results, and then this fun little toy box will be on its way to you. It's that easy. And it's in discreet packages, so your neighbors ain't gonna be like, what he got going on over there? What she got, what they got going on over there? As you can see, you got a size queen, you got some candy love rings. I got mine at home too. It definitely came in handy. So brought to you by the Test, Play, and Repeat campaign here at Project Vita. Let me say that one more time. Test, Play, Repeat campaign here at Project Vita. Now let's get into it. Like I said earlier. How do you know when someone is cruising? Like what do you pick up on when you see somebody that makes you think that they may be cruising you?
Body language, eye contact.
Okay.
Mostly eye contact.
What kind of body language though?
Okay, so suggestive body language. Maybe the hand on the crotch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just very suggestive thing to let me know you might be interested in something.
Maybe a wink too, right?
Yeah,
That's what I think.
that.
For me, it's the eye contact. I can see them from a mile away. What about you?
The proximity of distance. So if you all the way over there and then you slowly creeping closer to me.
I've done that several times.
Another one would be when you make it obvious that you want to speak to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see, I'm in my own little world. I'm a little blonde girl. So I just be to myself. And then all of a sudden you get close and you say, hey, how you doing? And I, whether I ignore you or not, means that you look good.
I have the bad habit of being pretty dense when it comes to that. And I end up ignoring a person or just not picking up on the cues because, I don't know, like you said, kind of blind. That's me when it comes to cruising sometimes, depending on how lit I am. When did you start cruising and what got you interested in it? I'm going to start with that one because mine's real short. I just recently started cruising on purpose. I mean, I was cruising back in the day. Online counts too, but like physically going to bars and going to places where people typically cruise. I just started that maybe, what year is this, 2024? 2 years ago. So before that, I was just doing other things, I guess, going to the bar. I wasn't going to certain bars that they cruise at. What got me interested in it is, hey, you get horny sometimes. So how about y'all? How long and what got you into it?
Maybe since I was 17, 18, somebody took me to a park one time and I found it quite interesting. And so I just never stopped going.
Oh, wow. You got hooked.
I did. I did. It's exhilarating.
Oh, okay. How about you?
So I would say the very first time online, I was about 19 and I was on College Club.
I remember that. I remember hearing about it. I wasn't on it though.
And somebody was like, hey, you're handsome. And I'm so dense. Thank you.
And that's it.
And there's like can I give you my number? And I was like, yeah, but my mama and daddy got a house phone, so you can't call me.
Was that true, or you were just brushing them off?
Oh, no.
Oh, it was.
No, I didn't have a cell phone until I was like 20-something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I called them. They was like, hey, let's go out. You can come to my house. My parents won't be home. And I was like, okay. And then, yeah, this is a family show, so I won't give too many.
That reminds me of being over somebody's house and their parents were home. I don't really want to get into that. Let's just say I made it out safely.
How about stepdaddy almost found me in a closet?
I had to sit perfectly still. Oh, really? It just registered. Almost. So it was kind of like, you know, the scary movies where the monsters outside the closet and you can hear them out there. Is that what it was?
It was like R. Kelly. Trapped in a closet.
Come on, trapped in the closet. What are some red flags to look out for when cruising? Me, I'll start. Somebody that's over thirsty. I mean, they can't take no for an answer. They coming up to you. They can't keep their hands to themselves. And once, you know, I try to put them in their place and tell them no, because I'm pretty stern at times, and they keep going, I'm like, oh, they must be high on something because they didn't pick up on me, you know, slapping their wrist away from me. What are some red flags that y'all try to look out for?
People that appear standoffish. If they appear standoffish, they probably don't want to be cruised. Leave them alone.
But that's not a red flag. That's just somebody
To me, that's a red flag.
Oh,
Like, to me, that's a red flag. They just standoffish, leave them alone.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at them, they look away, move on.
Okay. How about you?
Outside of being standoffish, I would also say when you see me coming and you walk away.
Oh, okay. I mean, I wouldn't consider, well, I guess that is kind of a red flag. Red flag for you, not necessarily for them. Because if they're not interested, I mean,
Yeah, but
I'd rather know right off the jump so I can stop wasting my time. That's just me personally.
I understand that. But like, if you my type, and I start walking to you and you do eye contact and then you like walk the other way and then I see you on your knees on somebody else, that's not me.
What you do?
I then get in the praying position for someone else
Oh,
and hope you see why I'm legendary.
oh, so you try to get back. You try to get your lick back.
I want you to see a show.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm also a voyeur.
I can see that. Where's the wildest place you've had fun? I'll start in the cafeteria at one of the dorms at a college. I'm not gonna say which one, but we snuck in there overnight. We got it cracking. Somebody could have walked in. They could have heard us back there. They could have been ready to kick us out. We could have got caught, but we didn't. So what's the wildest place that y'all?
Oh, that's a good question.
A really good question. I'm like sitting here thinking because there's been so many places.
Well,
This place.
I planted that seed. You said there's so many places. I'm gonna let y'all marinate in that for a
No,
second.
I got an
You
answer.
got one?
Mhm.
Okay.
So at 17, I was working at Burger King. And me and this girl was in the refrigerator. And I was kissing her and playing with her.
Well, I hope y'all wash y'all hands.
I'm not nasty. It just so happened that she slid my hand down.
So she nasty. That's what you trying to say?
That's what her mama said. I just report the news. I don't make it up.
You was involved in that crime. How about you? Did you think of a place yet? The craziest place? Okay, when you think of it, you let me know. But I'm gonna go to another question. How do you stay safe? And that's a pretty broad question. It'd be broken down, but how do you stay safe? Let's just answer that first.
For me, it depends on of where I'm cruising at.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I've been in a park that I know that people, you know, a park like say on Jackson Street.
Okay.
And I meet someone and they start walking up to me and I don't feel like their energy is safe, I've put my car key in the middle of my knuckles just in case I got to do like the old school drag queens
So,
and cut somebody or stab somebody. Another thing that I do is make sure that someone else has my location.
okay. It's always good to have a buddy that has your location all the time and can see where you're at. Or at least let them know right before, like, hey, watch my location. This is where I'm going to be at. I remember those days, like a teenager. I'm going to go meet up with somebody. Here's the address. Well, I was doing some things back in the day. But the reason why I said safety can be broken down into different things, there's physical safety and then there's safety health-wise. Physical safety, you could be cruising someone who's crazy. I mean, there are serial killers who, in the past, I'm not going to say no names, who used to cruise, and they were dangerous. There's also health. So protecting yourself with things like PrEP, condom usage, and things like that. So that's why I was saying, safety be a lot of things. Let's talk about the general signals. You still ain't thinking of that crazy place yet? Just give me one.
A metro train.
Metro train.
Yeah.
While it was moving?
Of course.
In the middle of like service?
Yes.
So the conductor didn't come in.
You said that like you're supposed.
Or was it with the conductor?
It was not with the conductor.
Oh.
That's right. I only seen that on.
Maybe I'll put that on my bucket list.
Did y'all get caught? Oh, okay. They do be looking a little fine, especially in uniform. But so did y'all get caught? No. Did y'all complete the action?
Did.
Both of y'all?
Did. There was no penetration. I think he was coming from like the far suburbs or something. But there was no penetration, so it wasn't like he was making a lot of noise or anything.
I mean,
And I was in a relationship with that person, so does that count?
yeah.
It always counts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even if it was a perfect stranger. Let's get into these general signals. Cues that can generally be used anywhere and are most common signs to look for. You should always look for a combination of more than one of these signals before assuming someone is cruising you because, for example, one of them is prolonged eye contact. You could be, somebody could be staring you down and then you stare them down. Y'all make the prolonged eye contact. You don't know what's going on in their head. They could be looking at you like, I like that shirt that they got on. I'm finna come over there and ask them where they get it from. And you thinking, oh shit, they trying to come over here and do this motherfucker. But come to find out that's not it. So that's why you need more than one just for reassurance. I just found that out today, but it makes sense. That's one, prolonged eye contact. Usually the first sign to look for. I do that and see that a lot. That's what gets me clocked sometimes. If he or she or they, if the person makes eye contact with you only once briefly then looks away, most likely they're not interested or they might not be cruising. Touching their bulge or them touching yours while making eye contact is a sure sign. I don't know about doing this in public places with strangers. I mean, it can happen, but if you're at a cruising spot, like at a bar, I mean, duh. But if you at like, let's say at the grocery store, and that happens, I mean, lucky you found gold.
What's your name?
I don't know. I just don't want to be barking up the wrong tree. I have this tendency to do that.
Well, you know what? In those situations, then that's where conversation comes into play. Like, it's been times when after the eye contact and things like that, somebody may come up to me and be like, do you know what time it is? And you're holding a cell phone. Or you're wearing a watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an obvious sign that this person is trying to get your attention. Or another one is when they come up to you and they be like, do you have a lighter? Because that's like a good conversation starter. You know what I'm saying? You got a lighter or do you have a square? That's a good conversation starter. Okay. And so
those said that, right?
Yeah. Okay. So those are signs along with the staring and the other things.
Let's get into some more.
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
It also made me think like there are some times when I don't wear underwear. And so I've been in places. I mean, there are a lot of times, but we're not going to go there, where I've been places and I saw someone and I didn't have underwear in public and I started adjusting myself and I see you looking at me, looking at you, adjusting myself. And then all of a sudden they'll come up to me and be like, hi, how are you? And then we get a conversation and then all of a sudden I pull out my QR code So you have my information.
Okay, straight to the point. All right. Here's some more. A raise of the eyebrow or a wink. Poking the inside of your cheek with your own tongue means that you want oral play. Like that. I see that a lot in movies.
Somebody write this stuff down.
I know, bro. I'm looking screenshot and send it to you. Licking their lips, that means that they want to suck or give oral pleasure. Patting their butt, that means they want to bottom. Their zipper is down. I guess that means they're open for business. Pulling on one of their earlobes. I heard that that's an old school one. And speaking of old school, when I grew up, and it's not on this list, but there was one that people used to always talk about. You have dust in your eye or something like that. And that meant that the guy was interested in you. I always thought it didn't make sense, but I've even seen it in documentaries where they said that. And I'm just like, okay, it's such an obscure statement that I guess it can only mean one thing, because who's going to come up to you and say, you got dust in your eye?
Yeah.
I guess, and I tried to break it down. I guess it's like you have like the twinkle in your eye, because, you know, when they say gay folks, you could tell in their eye. I guess that's what it means, that they clocking you. They walk past you and look back or stop and pretend to look at something. Oh, I've done that. I do that all the time, actually. I'm looking at them. I ain't looking at something. Tilting their head or glancing with their eyes toward the direction they want you to walk. That's actually very hot. Somebody come up to me and look, and then they like kind of look over there and tilt. I'm going over there if they're hot. If they signal for you to follow and it takes you a while to do so, it is assumed that you are not interested. That's kind of tricky, because what if I'm tied up at the moment, literally and figuratively? What if, I got to look for my friend who went to the bathroom and I'm holding their drink and I got to wait for them to come back? Sometimes you can miss out on a good thing. Lowering their pants to partially expose their package or backside, a verbal cue, them asking, having fun, and replying, not yet. And, I was pretty dense in the bars when I first started going out. Actually, even up until recently, people used to come up and say, hey, you having fun? You having a good time? I'm like, I guess. I mean, I came outside. I didn't know what that meant.
Lord.
I'm just like, yeah, are you having fun? And then another one, like you said, just asking anything, what time it is, asking for directions. Do you know what's south of here? And replying, I can show you if you want. That was actually kind of hot. I like that one. But another thing with cruising, it could be anonymous, like with such things as glory holes. It doesn't have to be anonymous with a glory hole. It could be set up, but it could be anonymous. If you're using a glory hole in a public bathroom, etiquette is especially important, since you don't want to expose yourself to somebody who is using the stall for that intended purpose. That's why it's important that you signal first. Visitors should signal in one of three ways. Well, I'm sure that there's more ways, but peeking through the hole, by wiggling your fingers through the hole, and sticking your tongue or mouth through the hole. I mean, that how much more obvious can you be? You see a whole mouth in there in the hole, and you over there pissing with, I was about to say with your dick out. No, I said it now. I mean, it's obvious what they want to do. What's some other things that y'all heard? I heard in a stall, you kind of tap your foot. What's some things that you've seen or done or heard about?
What I've seen is people walking by the stall and they're like walking real slow and looking in there.
In the slit.
In the little slit. I don't know. Like before I even knew that bathroom cruiser was a thing, I used to see people do that. It would creep me out.
That would creep me out too.
It would creep me out if I was in the handicap stall. Number 2.
Oh my God. Speaking of glory holes, you can get the tip, you can get the shaft, you can get the whole thing with the balls. But what we're going to do is get into something that Antonio's going to present called Just the Tip.
This year's Just the Tip is brought to you by our Link Up audience facilitator. Link Up Chicago connects Black, same-gender-loving, gay, and bisexual men to safe social and spiritual resources that allow them to thrive. For more information, visit linkupshy.info.
Antonio here, your Link Up audience facilitator, here with Just a Tip. Hooking up with folks can always be fun, but you should always be able to protect yourself and know all the means to do that. Condoms, lube, are all forms of harm reduction, as well as PrEP and DoxyPEP. Project Beta carries condoms and lube at all locations, and you can always give us a call about PrEP and DoxyPEP referrals. This has been Just a Tip, but you can always go deeper. And always remember, if you're using condoms, lube, or douching in the park, please pick up your trash and put it in the trash can.
That's a very good point. Thank you, Antonio. Do not leave your trash. Do not be a litter bug.
I want to know who the hell is douching in the park.
I've seen them. They the folks that get ready.
That's true. That's true.
You were supposed to get ready before you got there.
Yeah. At least they putting in the effort.
And I understand.
How you gonna get the residue though? Right? How you gonna get the residue if you're doing it in the park?
How do you know?
You ain't got no water.
How do you know if
nothing
the water is clean?
Right. I'm confused. I have questions. Okay.
I got a whole heap of questions, baby.
Hey, maybe after this, y'all gonna gain a new skill. Y'all gonna know how to do it. In
Oh,
the
no,
I
ma'am.
think I'll let that one go.
I think
No,
we
ma'am.
had,
I'll pass on that one.
we had some audience members, so I think I want to elaborate on
Yes,
that.
please
so,
elaborate. Cleaning out in the park. Let's
yes.
hear about it.
Can we talk about
Yes.
your experience? You're not able to see on camera, so we're just gonna hear your voice. So,
Yeah.
This is Daryl. This is Daryl.
About cleaning out in the
Oh
park.
yeah, that's a process. We don't do that in a one and done. You got to make sure. I mean, if you're a good bottom, you're gonna make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's not a one and done, no one shot, no dish bottling. No, we got to do better, people. Do better in these streets, especially if you're in the streets.
So you saying do it at home or wherever you at, and
I
then
mean-
get to the park.
I mean, you don't have to do it at home because I had a friend, and the friend really ain't me.
Okay, not this time.
Not this time. If I'm lying, I'm light skinned. A friend of mine, before they used to come see me, used to go to Walmart.
Well, that place popped in my head,
So wait, they bad stuff at Walmart, do it in the bathroom, or they?
No, they already have it.
and they go to the bathroom.
And before they come to their destination, wink, wink, they would go to the Walmart.
7-Eleven, Walgreens got locks on their bathroom door. That's all
Oh,
I gotta
yeah.
say.
Well, not just that. If you go all the way to the back of the Walmart, there's a single stall where you can lock the door. And if you listen, well, sometimes my stomach hurt,
Okay.
and I'm in public, and I got to take care of things I can't make it home for.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It happens.
Well, so with all these cruising spots, like you said, the Park of Jackson, public places, back rooms and bars, how do you find out about cruising spots?
Sniffies.
Oh, I forgot about Sniffies because I don't partake. What about word of mouth?
I like a
too.
good mouth.
Gonna say something.
I would say yes, and so like you gotta also trust the person who is giving the advice.
That's true.
'Cause
They can
they-
send you off. Next thing you know, you see them blue lights.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that.
What?
It's like a good restaurant.
Oh.
You might suggest something and you like, oh sweet
So
baby
you look
Jesus.
for the reviews online?
I do. I used to do it when I go on Craigslist.
Oh yeah, that's way back in the day. I don't even think that's still a thing. is
It's
it?
not.
Oh, you must have checked. Would you say that there's a cruising community? This is kind of like a weird question. Would you say that, like how you say that there's a gay community, there's a leather community, a kink community? Is there a cruising community?
I wouldn't use the word community.
Okay.
Only because like certain places that you go to cruise, I guess it's the anonymity and then it's we try to be anonymous. Look, you're trying to be anonymous, and so I wouldn't necessarily call it cruising because there are some people who may go to cruising spots, known cruising spots, but you may not see them at the clubs, you may not see them anywhere else.
Okay.
But they just do that because that's their outlet, so they don't necessarily have a sense of community.
Okay.
But that's just something that they do.
Because it is like every person for themselves. They just getting into it, get what they gonna get, and then,
And then
go home.
leave, yeah.
But there are some people who hang out where they're cruising, and they're surrounded by a group of friends. Next thing you know, everybody's naked and just enjoying each other. So maybe that's a sense of community. In my opinion, it just depends on what your definition of cruising is. I think there's a broad range of what cruising can be. To me, cruising is anywhere from just looking, and anybody could be looking. It doesn't matter what sex or sexuality you are. But then there's also the factor of it being anonymous, like you said. You go in there just for that, and you're in and out. So, I mean, it depends on what your definition is, because if it's pretty broad, then there's no community. To me, it's just people being people looking.
Correct. I would agree.
I guess for me, it's like, so I'm a nudist.
Okay.
It's more of a way of life for some people. And so just like there are times when I don't like clothes on because I believe it's natural, some people feel like cruising is something natural. And because it's natural, I may not even realize I'm doing it. I'm just doing it because today ends in a Y.
That's a good point. And I believe, I know that cruising is not exclusive to any group. It's not exclusive to the gay community, to the leather community, kink community. There are straight cis couples. They get on those cruises. They turn them pineapples upside down. And they're cruising literally and figuratively for other couples to get down with. So I think it's just a part of humanity. You out there, you want to have fun. You want to spread your wild oats. I mean, it is what it is. Now, that's going to bring me back to what we did at Market Days. Last week at Market Days, we had a little fun competition where people had to hold a cucumber in one hand and put a condom on with the other. Let's check out how that went.
You ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. One hand, you gotta pick up the cucumber, only one hand. You can only use one hand. One hand, you gotta hold the cucumber with the other one. Oh, struggling. No saben. Oh, step up. Ah! All right. It's one hand, you're cheating. No. I know. The cucumbers, right? That was a good. All right, let's see. You broke it. Grocery store. The produce is good. The produce was good from that grocery store. Step up.
Cracking me up, talking about. Now, as usual, we would like to bring you some important announcements.
Project Vita would like to remind you that we have a variety of care programs and support groups available, from Caminando Juntos, an all-Spanish-speaking HIV support group, T for T, a trans empowerment group by trans folk for trans folk, Affirming Loving Learning Youth, or Ally, our youth LGBTQ+ support group, and Empowerment Echo, our domestic violence support group for lesbian and bisexual women. To learn more about the programs you see on your screen, email care@projectvita.org or visit projectvita.org/care. The Mind, Body, and Soul Health and Wellness Circle offers a wide range of programming available to Black, gay, bisexual, and same gender-loving men in Chicago. These offerings include, but are not limited to, free classes, online resources, and community building activities. To learn more about upcoming events, classes, and to sign up, please visit shywellnesscircle.com or sign up through projectvita.org/mbs-signup.
We have Music and Move It. The Music and Move It 2K Walk, Bike, Roll, Run is coming on October 6th. Make sure to get your running shoes ready to run and dance down a DJ-filled trail. That sounds like fun. Join us Sunday, October 6th from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at South Shore Cultural Center for this fun event leading up to Love Fest. and you get to party afterwards. Okay, that sounds like a good time for me. The next Toy With Me. Toy will be streamed live. We will be back at the Project Vita Wellness Center for next month's episode. For more information, visit projectvita.org/toywithme. No spaces. And follow us at Project Vita Inc. on Instagram and Facebook for up-to-date info. But before we go, let's do some question and answering from the people that's watching right now and the live audience. I told y'all to bring us questions. Now y'all better come with it. Hit us with your.
Do we have anyone in the audience want to ask questions about cruising? I got a question. What's been your favorite spot in Chicago to cruise at? The Park of Jackson or
that place?
That place, the Park of Jackson. Which one? Which one?
That place.
What place is that?
If you know, you know.
Oh, I guess I don't know. Mine would be the bars because I go in there with that intention and that's what it is and it's not public and I'm not scared to get caught.
Mine would be the beach. Beaches, yeah.
Now, do you cruise and complete the action at the beach or you cruise and then go somewhere else, more private?
I know you finish where you start.
Okay. Am I right?
I do.
Oh. Do they always finish?
They do.
Oh. Okay. What's the more question? Y'all know I'm an open book.
I can direct this question at whoever, correct?
Yeah.
Jacari.
Yes.
Have you taken friends with you to cruise? And if so, what was their rating?
Well, all of the friends that I took to cruise, they actually became addicted. To be honest with you. They all became addicted.
That doesn't sound like a rating.
Oh, well, they rated it. What's the scale? Like to 10?
1 to
10. It was a 10.
We had a witness in the audience. They said 10.
He took him.
I'll be clutching my own pearls, some of the stuff I said. You got a question?
I do, for you.
Okay.
What's your favorite place to go cruising?
I would have to say, like I said, the back of a bar because it's a set space for it. I haven't been to a bathhouse, so that might be my next favorite because I plan on going that Thursday after I go to a concert. My girl gonna be in town. And I'm gonna be right. Yes, I ain't gonna say. Oh, yeah, Missy gonna be in town. I can't wait to go see her. But after that, I'm gonna be on cloud 9. You know, once she lay eyes on me, so I might as well go to a bathhouse and let out some steam. But
of works.
Yeah, the works of steam.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan. So right now, the back of a bar. I don't like public places. I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get in the in the handcuffs by I don't want to. Hey, I mean, the cuffs can happen, and it could be somebody in uniform, and it could haul me away. But I'm not trying to go to jail. Let's put it that way. Everything else can happen. The handcuffs.
If you're doing it right, you ain't going to jail.
Period.
They might try to get your information.
Yeah, it's too risky for me though. I don't know. Maybe one.
The thrill of cruising though. It's like the thrill of it all. It's the risk.
That's another good question. So is it the risk? It's the risk, obviously, for you. How do you feel about the risk?
Because I'm private public.
Okay.
So there's certain places I don't mind being public. And there's certain places I like to be private. No case, no face.
No face, no case. Do we got any other questions in the audience?
Have you ever gone cruising in another city?
Have I ever gone cruising in another city? Yes, all the time. Whenever I had I was in the military. So when I was on orders, that was my time to shine. I was in New York. I was in San Diego. Where else was I at? Seattle. I was on a mission as soon as I get off that plane, and it was my mission, not the military's mission. So, I had a little sidebar mission for myself. What about y'all?
Absolutely. That's sometimes that's the reason why I travel. See, I'm an explorer, so I like to explore new places.
Okay.
And I remember I went to a certain city one time that I didn't know anything about, like what they had.
Do you mind sharing the city?
It was Memphis.
Okay.
It was Memphis, and I didn't know anything about the Memphis cruising scene. But by the time I left, I had found the park, and a time was had.
Now, how did you find out about the park?
How did I find out about the park? Google. You can find everything on Google these days.
What?
You can. You can find everything on Google these days. And so I just Googled it, and then I think I may have downloaded Snippies because I don't normally have it, but I downloaded Snippies and, just
Okay.
ask some locals. Where do the people go around here? Get ingrained in the culture.
Oh, okay. Just dive
What's
right in. Yeah.
Okay. Don't nobody know me down there?
I got some traveling coming up myself for these next couple of weeks, so maybe I'll just roll and, dive right on in. Why not? How about you, Legendary?
It's been a couple of times because I don't like to travel, but that's neither here nor there. For me, though, if I'm in another city, I'm a whole nother person. So I was a theater major, so I come up with the whole backstory.
What?
Mm-hmm. So, hey, I'm Zeke Hart. But then I throw on like a Southern accent. So I'd be like, hey, how you doing? I'm Zeke Hart.
You trying to fulfill somebody's fantasy. That's what you trying to do.
Listen.
Coming up in there with a Southern accent.
What you talking about? I'm just a little innocent boy.
I'm not mad at you. I'm taking notes because, I'm about to go out of town next weekend.
Mm-hmm. So you come up with a whole backstory, like where you're from, what you do for a living. If you have a family, if you're married. I have a whole ring that I put on my...
Say that.
Listen, I got a ring that I put on that normally fits better on my right hand than my left hand, so I put it on my left hand. That way you think I'm deal, and I'm just trying to have a whole relationship with you while I'm in town.
I like that.
Right, so you living with multiple personalities here.
Yeah. That's what it sound like.
Gotcha.
It's not multiple. It's not a whole bunch of personalities.
I do like that idea though, because ring attracts some people.
But like when you take acting and theater classes, they say two things. One, you never know who you meet will be a future character. And two, you always have to have a backstory for characters. Because if you have a backstory, you'll be able to understand how to perform the character.
And you'll be more invested in the character too, because you feel like you know them.
And then if I go with a separate backstory, that means that if you see me on the street, you call out,
remember me?
I keep a walking.
You still married with your 3 kids?
There have been people who see me in the Chicagoland area and be like, hey, Law, I keep it moving. Because my mama and daddy didn't name me Law. That's what my OnlyFans was going to be when it didn't happen. But that's neither here nor there.
So what if you met this person, and after you gave them this fantasy, you actually ended up liking the person, kicking it off with them? Then how do you come back from that? Like, oh, by the way, my name's not really Zeke, and I'm not really married, and I don't really have 3 kids.
Just like that.
So let me introduce you to the real me. But then they really like Zeke.
Okay. It's called role playing.
Okay.
It's called role playing. So for me,
so you gonna keep the lie going?
No. For me, if I really like you, I'm gonna introduce you as my government name. So I believe that.
But what he was saying was you meet the person and then you get to like them. You didn't like them like that right away, but would you sit them down and be like, I got something to tell you. I'm not really Zeke. Would you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because I don't lie right.
Now, if somebody did that to you, would you be understanding? No, you would have to be understanding because you would do it. Would you be understanding if somebody did that to you?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Because you're not the person I met. You somebody else.
You right.
I don't know you.
But what if they got a good excuse? Like, I'm a judge, a very important person, this and that, and I wanted to make sure you wasn't crazy and this and that. Would you accept that?
Because I still don't know you.
Dang. No, would you take the chance to start over and get to know them?
Depends.
Okay.
Depends on the vibe.
Okay, good.
But see, for me, it's different. So, for me, it's the fact that I'll use my leather persona versus my regular self.
So regular self, church boy, geek and nerd, very gentleman-like. Legendary is a nasty motherfucker. And I tell people, I'm going to give you a legendary experience.
Oh.
And so I'm going to do things to make you pleased.
Hence the name Legendary. Well, Phobos and my government are just as nasty as each other, so.
No, I meant...
But like, it's just that Phobos goes out to play and, you know, my government sits at home.
And it's the same exact thing. So Legendary is more bold than I am. And
I can see that.
And so because I'm one who's like naturally anxiety, scared, nervous, I was told one time, you can't have a name like Legendary and be nervous.
You're right.
So when I put on that persona on role play, listen, I've been known to pick up somebody and have a titty in my mouth for 3.
Oh, a 3? Okay.
I'm 6'1", 230 plus pounds. I used to squat 550.
Oh, wow. I'm sure you still can, just in different ways now. Do we have any more questions?
Yes. So daytime or nighttime cruising, and what are good spots for both?
Oh.
I prefer nighttime cruising, and I'm not gonna tell you my spots because I might not want to see you there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But
You don't want nobody taking over your spot?
I don't.
Oh, my God. The more the merrier.
Sometimes.
Invite only?
Not all the time.
Oh, okay.
No, but listen, honestly, I feel like cruising is you could cruise anywhere. Like, it doesn't have to be a spot. Like, it's been times when like the last neighborhood I lived in at the park called Jack, not that one, but on the opposite side of town, on Kedzie, opposite. Not that one, that's on the west side. Who said that? We talked about on 61st on the south side. It's the Marquette. When I first moved over there, like I said, I'm an explorer. I knew it was this big park there. I didn't know anything about it. So one night I went out just walking, exploring, trying to see, because I know all this big old parkland, somebody doing something out here. And if there is, I'm going to find it.
Go sniff it out.
I'm going to find it. I'm like a bloodhound when it comes to that. And so sure enough, I walked up and I seen on the ground and have a little flashlight out, because it was probably like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Have a little flashlight out. It was just littered with condoms and
good for them,
lube and all types of things. And I said, but there wasn't nobody there. So I said, oh, I must be here at the wrong time of day. And so then when I went back earlier in the day, it was people there.
Oh, so you said you came a little too late.
Yeah, you just, but you find it.
And they came just on time. Well, wait, did you answer the question? Daytime or nighttime? With me, I would say either. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't do public like that. So if it's the bar, I mean, the sun ain't shining in there anyway. So it's whatever time I want it to be.
I would say it depends on the time. The weirdest place that I accidentally that someone cruised me was at a church convention.
Well, I'm not surprised.
I mean, true story. I was at the convention, and I ain't gonna tell you.
Oh, you ain't telling your spots. Why you? Oh, don't try to do that on the low.
We was in Motown.
Okay.
And this guy was like, "Hey, I've been seeing you around. You know what? I got some food in my room, and you know I'm fat." So I was like, "Okay, I like snacks."
You took the candy.
I took and I gave a Snicker.
Oh, you got a Snicker bar.
No, I said I gave a Snicker.
Oh, you gave a Snicker bar.
Mm-hmm. And he swallowed.
Oh,
the whole Snicker.
Oh, okay.
And the nuts.
So it sounds like he was a singer with all that throat.
Listen, let me tell you about that one. What I found out, and it's only because of like some of the people that I know, my cousin is a classical singer. So a lot of his friends, I may or may not have found out that they have wonderful throats because they have to open up their mouths.
Throat patrol.
And then especially someone who plays an instrument and plays a woodwind.
Oh yeah, they do.
Listen,
blowing.
They do a lot of blowing, but they know how to blow for a long time.
Oh, long-winded.
They don't call them woodwind for nothing.
I'm learning all kinds of things today. Are there any more questions in the audience?
Virgin.
Oh, we had one more audience question. So they want to know what's good attire to wear for cruising. So what should be something that I could wear that would make that process better?
Well, with me being like the places that I go to are more limited, I would say wear what's comfortable for you because the bars have a clothing check. If it's the wintertime, you come in there with your coats, check your clothes in, put on something that you feel sexy in. Do you?
I would say if you're going outside, black.
Black? Oh, yeah.
Black, because you don't want to get caught. You know, too many bright colors.
That looks so suspicious. You know, somebody wearing all black. That catches my attention.
You can blend in with nature.
No, I see somebody walking in all black. I'm watching them the whole time. Like, who is that? What are they finna do?
Cruise.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I should be watching then.
For me, it just depends. I would say it depends on where I'm at. So if I'm at a place that I named earlier, or if I'm at the Works of Steam, I wear a ring around my penis.
Okay.
And I have a ring that's glows in the dark.
Oh, look at me. Okay.
That in the toy box?
Maybe not the glow in the dark one, but you got all kinds of stuff. And you got a candy love ring that you can eat.
It is a cock ring in the toy box.
See, a couple of audience members asked us like the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have a list of things to take with you when you're cruising. I suggest a fanny pack, lube, and a hand sanitizer bottle. VHS cleaner, if you're into that type of stuff. Mouth strips, lip balm, baby wipes or dude wipes, condoms, cash, ID card, credit cards, and your phone. Oh yeah,
baby, that's a big bag. That's a big bag.
What? Those are essentials, though.
They are.
I'm not checking my stuff in to no code check. To my here's my wallet. No.
But if I'm out in the open, look, you have the fanny pack here.
Mm-hmm. You know what? That brings me back. Somebody stole this very hat and these gloves and a different shirt when I was in the back of a bar. This was 2 weeks ago. I was entertaining a new friend, and we was doing our thing. We was at the bench. Somebody came over there, pulled all his stuff out. Didn't nobody want it, but he was sitting next to me. Next thing I know, the lights came on. It was like, everybody got to go to the front. I'm like, dang. Okay, where my stuff at? The dude that I was entertaining, he's like, where's my wallet? I'm like, oh shit, where is your wallet? Oh, it's right there. But where's my hat and my gloves? Where's my shirt? And then I rushed to the front. So I asked my friend who saw me back there, meeting a new friend and saw what was going on and went to the front. I asked him, I was like, where's that dude? I made a whole announcement in the front bar. I was like, where's that dude that kept pulling his dick out and didn't nobody want it? I think he stole my shit. So then my friend was like, there you go, right there, sitting at the bar. I was like, I'm finna ask him if he got my shit. I went right up to him. Did you see my shirt? Because I'm only asking you because you was sitting next to me. He go pull his bag out on his lap. He go pull my shirt out. I looked at him. I was like, give me my shit. And I was like, where's my hat and my glove? And he was like, I'm sorry. I took the bag, opened it myself, pulled my hat out. I was like, I should beat your motherfucking ass. And that's when the bartender came over there and was like, you got to get out. You got to get out. I was like, thank you, because I feel like going to jail tonight.
You wouldn't have been here for the show.
I was so mad. But the thing is, I try to be careful. And if I have on jeans or something, I like to keep my wallet to where I can feel it. I don't want to have a fanny pack and next thing I know, somebody unzipped it. But I mean, I could be mindful of it, keep it under. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. But all he got was a hat and a shirt out of me. I could have sold him the shirt if he wanted to,
Smell it.
Yeah. But my hat and my gloves, I need that. I should have beat his ass. But anyway, if there's no more questions, do we have one more? We good to go?
We have one tip. Apparently on Amazon or Temu or however you say it, there are pants that have a zipper that goes from the front all the way to the back.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen those before. I like those.
But if my pants are pulled down,
I mean, however you wear your pants, or if you want to keep them up and just zip them open.
Yeah. I like that idea. I'm going to have to look for those. That's easy.
send me the link.
Now, let me just say, remember to follow at Project Vita Inc. and at Onyx Midwest on Twitter, well, now X, or Instagram, and look for our stories and posts on our upcoming shows, topics, and call for questions. We will answer the questions you send at the end of the show every month. Guests of Toy With Me Live have the opportunity to test right here at Project Vita. Y'all hear that? Y'all can get y'all toy box too.
I got
You got one?
I got 4.
Oh, you being responsible. They provide you with a short form to fill out, and then one of our certified testers conducts testing of your choosing, such as HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia. And one of our prevention staff will reach out with the results. Don't forget, you can set up an appointment to come Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. or Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a walk-in test using the number on your screen. Now, they don't do the whole no news is good news, which is good because I don't like the no news is good news. Just be sitting there not waiting on the call. Give me a call. Let me know what's going on. And again, I'd like to thank y'all. Y'all can introduce yourself one more time.
I'm Legendary.
I'm Jacari.
Thank y'all for watching Toy With Me. Thank y'all for the guests. Thank you to the audience. And thank you to Project Vita. We will see y'all next time.
Welcome to Toy With Me. My name is Jerome Montgomery, and I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director of Project Vita. Toy With Me is our monthly live and live streaming event where we discuss and explore ways of creating a spicier, safer sexual experience through education on the use of adult toys, as well as an exploration of kink and fetish. Here at Toy With Me, we promote sex positivity and embrace all gender-loving communities. Toy With Me events are sponsored and produced by Project Vita, a nonprofit organization located on the southwest side of Chicago, where we provide a host of low-cost or free services to the community, including behavioral health services, case management services, food pantry services, acupuncture and massage, as well as rental and utility assistance. Once again, we would like to show you how grateful we are by joining us tonight. We encourage you or welcome you to just sit back and enjoy, or join us in the conversation by dropping your questions or comments into the chat. Join me in welcoming the gentleman of Onyx Midwest.
Thanks, Jerome. I'm Carino Blaze Onyx of Onyx Midwest. Onyx was founded in 1995 to bridge men of color to the leather community through education and fraternization. With 10 chapters nationwide, the Midwest chapter serves Chicago, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Des Moines, and other cities in the Midwest. You can visit onyxmidwest.com to learn more. We're proud to partner with Project Vita for Toy With Me, bringing Kink 101 topics to our community, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks!